Welcome to the Power Packed Podcast. Please be quiet and courteous and silence your cell phones now. Be sure to grab some snacks and concessions, located in the lobby. And now our feature presentation. Prepare for butter.
All the time, wondering if maybe I'm losing my mind. Stepping out to the horizon and maybe I'm going out to sea. Maybe you should know by now. When I get back, everything will be alright. Seems like I'm out to sea every single night. I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
I hope this old boat will stay afloat as we go.
Don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim. Oh, I don't mind, maybe you'll sink or swim.
Oh, what's up, you?
Can I do a curse word?
Yeah.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, there we go. A bunch of bad boys. This is the Bad Boy Podcast, featuring two dudes and one bad attitude.
Oh, we got knuckle tats, we got face tats, and we have family issues.
And I got tattoos all over my skin, but you know what? I don't have a tattoo of you. And if you want to be a part of this Bad Boy Podcast, like and subscribe, and I'll get a tattoo of you on my body.
Yeah, he will. He's a bad boy.
I'm so bad, I'm going to have every fan in the stands on my arm and my underpants. Yeah.
Oh, he's like Post Malone, but he showers. All right.
They call me Toast Malone because I'm so hot, like toast, right out of the oven.
Toast Patron. Oh.
Toast Patron. Eating toast with Patron. There's a combo right there, boy.
Dip it in. It's like Oreos and milk. It's like toast and Patron.
What'd you like for breakfast, boy? I want some toast and Patron. Good boy. I raised you right.
That's good boy. Get all your vitamins, yeah.
All your vitamins and minerals. Everything the body needs. A tolerance to alcohol. There you go. Yes. Started me on.
And then the bread soaks it up, so then you're just win-win. That's super smart. That's science right there.
That's post-science right there.
Oh, po.
Po.
I love, yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. You go ahead.
I was just saying, every time I mix our episodes, the beginning is just,
That's our
I put in a little
intro.
surprise. I put a surprise in for the last episode. I think you'll like it.
Oh, I'm excited. It's like the episode is being birthed from us. Like we are.
That's true.
We are empowered women, and we are impregnating the audience with babies. Mm-hmm. Is that how that works?
I imagine it more of you played the Crash remakes, the Crash Bandicoot remakes. You know the big fat two-headed monster guy. I'm imagining that, but the two heads. It's both of our heads, and then we're giving birth to a podcast baby.
The two big-headed fat monster guy
from
Are you talking
Crash
about the
Bandicoot.
Mask?
I think no. There's they're bad guys that you fight, and they're really fat, and they have two heads.
I would have to look it up. It's not ringing a bell. I remember the lizard you have to step on. There's like a lizard, and then there's like fish that jump out of the river.
Yeah,
I don't remember any two-headed fat people.
You have to look it up. The only reason I know, search? I bought it. Oh, you just two-headed fat monster Crash Bandicoot.
Wait, you have the Crash Bandicoot remake? I got the trilogy on PC.
I got the trilogy on Xbox recently because I remember your glorious Twitch days. You got it and it looked really good, and I finally got it recently because I don't know, finally had free time or something.
Yeah, we need to get a bigger fan base, and then I'll bring back the Twitchy poo. It's just kind of weird playing games and being like, all right, this is what I'm doing by myself. I don't need this camera on to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you sprinkled some rumors on my cupcake of excitement this week, saying we might have some potential new fanny packs, which is what I'm calling new fans who are being indicted into the Pack Rat Nation. Fanny packs. A new fan.
Fanny packs.
So we might have a fanny pack or 2 or 3 from what
so I am so we are, as a podcast, I don't know how to, my analogy was actually going to be really bad, so I'm not going to go with that after all. But anyways, Andrea has been kind of pimping out the podcast.
Pimping out to people. So now multiple, like more than, I don't even know how to describe it numbers wise. We've had a very large increase of listeners now, and that's a thing. So we have multiple groups of people who are now listening to the podcast. Okay, and I'm under the understanding that we might have a very new high school demographic.
It's true, yeah. Know some people who are. I don't know people. That sounds really weird. I have a family member who is in high school who found out about the Power Pack podcast. So I'm guessing that he and potentially his friends might be listening. If so, thank you for listening.
Wow. Well, here's some advice for all you school kids. And I never thought I'd live in a day where this is a politically charged statement, but stay in school, kids.
Yeah. You'll end up like us, having our own podcast.
That's right. You'll end up like us, and you may or may not get the virus, but you got to learn somehow, some way. So I think we talked about this a little bit. Having a attack plan for getting these Gen Zebras on our fighting force of rats, our pack rat power precision sniper team. So I wrote down a couple of ideas. I don't know if they're relevant. So in high school, there used to be a van that parked outside of the school at lunchtime, and they would give away free food. I never got any because it was a creepy van parked outside of a high school at lunchtime giving away free food. I think it was for a church. But anyways, what is our creepy van and free food that we can give to our listeners? What is... Should we mail them tacos? Like, get their addresses, have them submit their address, and we mail them tacos? Or is it more of a metaphorical... How should we get these Gen Zers on this podcast interested, fighting for us?
I think if we can get people involved, I'd be happy to buy a Jack in the Box taco and put it in a manila envelope and mail it to them. If that's like, can you do that? Can you mail food?
I think so. Yeah, we got Omaha steaks mailed to us for our anniversary present. I think you can. I think you can do it. I think. Yeah, so you, not me. You should ask these high schoolers for their information and make sure they're under 18, so you know they're in high school, and then mail them food.
Hey,
mail them Jack in the Box.
I think maybe I'll talk to the family member who's in high school and have them talk to their friends, because the idea of me showing up with a full beard and being almost 30 and being like, hey, you kids like podcasts, right? I got some tacos if you're interested.
Yeah, they're power packed, full of protein, boy.
Protein, yeah. Tell your friends, and then they'd be like. Then the principal runs out, chases me off, and I jump in my Honda Accord and I drive away.
Magical, but I
don't actually have a Honda Accord.
Well, I have a Honda Civic. That's close enough. I think it's a less classier version of a Honda. I think it goes Civic Accord, and then there's something else. If I know my Hondas, which I don't.
That's a nice one. Oh yeah, you don't have the truck anymore, right?
No, I had to sell little boy. I had to sell him to Alabama, man. Sweet home Alabama.
You sold him to. He's probably been made into dog food already.
He's probably picking apples and killing catfish, like a good old boy.
Oh, Alabama.
The guy who's driving the truck, he's like, I'm going to kill some catfish. Well, he just drives it off a dock into a river. I'm going to run you over, fish. I hate you.
He had a bad experience with the catfish. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's senile, so he thinks his car's a boat. He's like, I'm gonna run these fish over with my new boat. And he hops in his truck. Oh, Grandpa's gonna run to the river again. I told you not to let him wander outside. Keep him on his leash.
Keep Gampy on his leash. He gonna get in his truck and drive his boat car into the river.
That's right. My second high school idea was a pep rally podcast, or like we can make like a pep rally chant to entice the younger generations to listen to our show.
Okay. Nice.
I don't know what that would sound like. Do you have any ideas?
Like a listen to the podcast, send you a taco, yeah. Something like that. Isn't that what they do?
The pack rats. We like mulets. We have one earring in our left ear. We were flannel. Wife beaters. We're dirty. Pack rats. That's my...
Yeah.
We can combine the two into one chant.
I like that idea. Yeah, let's just combine them. I think that's like... It's kind of like if you have... Like yours was like peanut butter and mine was jelly put together, PB&J.
Put it together, and the bread is condoms that we're going to throw at the crowd, because that's what they do now at pep rallies, right? They get you pumped and then they give you protection.
I think so, yeah.
It's a very progressive world we're living in now.
Yeah, stay safe, kids.
This ain't for practicing on your banana. Go crazy. It's like, what? I ain't ready for that. I'm only
disgusting.
14. I just started high school. I'm a freshman.
Yeah.
I still
still
got
playing
acne all
Yu-Gi-Oh.
over my... I still like Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't like them girls yet. Unless the girls like the Yu-Gi-Oh, then we have a situation.
Yeah, there's something in common. Yes.
Okay, here's another idea. What do you think about virtual pod prom Zoom meeting?
Oh, like we host our own prom, but
we host the prom on Zoom, and it's you have to go to the high school of the Power Packed High School.
Oh yeah, okay.
And,
I like.
Yeah.
Let me add to that. So,
Okay.
I've got $1 million idea adding on to that. So together ours is like 500,000. It's $1 million idea. So what we do is we have Power Packed University. So it's like a private school, but people learn how to be Power Packed, and we do all that, and then at the end of the school year, then they get their Zoom prom experience, where it's just we have some music playing in the background, and then everybody gets dressed up, and it's just a lot of fun.
Or it could be like Twitch now, where they have like live DJs. We can have one of us be DJing the prom. So we're pretty much going to be a substitute for school. It's like go to school or go to the Power Pack school. We're going to have online classes.
I like that. I mean, school now, everything is online, so why not just like start our own school?
Dude,
for
that's
Power Pack?
brilliant. You know how much it costs to go to a 4-year college?
It's a lot.
If we get like 10 students, like we could retire after they graduate in 4 years.
Yeah. If like it's insane how expensive college is. So I like you said, 10 students.
It's like $30,000 a year, right? Like
for some places, yeah.
For some places. So that's $120,000 a student. Times that by 10. That's over $1 million. We'll split it. $500,000 for me and you.
Man.
I'll teach night classes. I don't care.
So you teach night classes, I'll teach the morning ones, and then and we'll split the students up. So we'll have half enrolled night, half in the morning, and
you
then
get
at the
5,
end we'll
I'll
have
get
prom.
5.
Yeah, that's super easy. I can teach 5 kids for 4
we
years.
We gotta make sure it's 5 boys and 5 girls. I guess it doesn't matter with today's culture. It could be 10 guys going to prom together or 10 girls.
Be whatever. Yeah, it's honestly all good as long as everybody's having fun.
Yeah, and it's not going to be like, I got pregnant at prom, especially with like 10 guys. You can't. It's not possible. It's more like we're just hanging out on Zoom and you're in a tux, and there's Josh Karsh DJing.
God, it's so sad. God, I like work all week long and I do all this stuff, and then I'm like sitting there DJing for like a bunch of kids. on a Zoom thing, and I'm like, man, what am I doing with myself?
You go into work, you're all like tired. Your boss is like, "Hey, are you all right there? What, did you have a long night?" Like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I was DJing for a fake school online.
I was DJing for some high school kid's prom.
It's a gig. They didn't pay me anything, but I just enjoyed this. I just enjoyed entertaining.
I enjoy the experience. It's like skydiving. You only do it once. You only DJ an internet Zoom meeting prom once. So
yeah, that's never gonna happen again, honestly. So I love that idea. These are great, man. You're like a smart science boy coming up with all these things, and I think that's a really good way to get the Gen Z folk involved. You know.
Yeah, I mean, my last idea was just a one-word idea, Subway, because I know Jared had a history of connecting with the younger crowd in a way that was not tasteful or legal, but I think Subway, kids love sandwiches.
On a non predatory note, I would say that Subway is pretty popular with the younger crowd. It's easy, it's easy to get Subway, and it gives you control of what you're making. So it's like, I know Gen Z's all about the activism and stuff. So
do you think Gen Z likes Subway better than Jimmy John's? And if so, is that a statement saying I'd rather buy sandwiches from a pedophile rather than a big game hunter? Is that the difference that's happening right now? What happened to Quiznos?
Quiznos is there's a Quiznos on the way up to Seattle, and I ate there with Andrea like a couple years ago, and it was really bad. Honestly, it's sad.
I remember the one in Canby. I thought was pretty good because I would always get like the Black Angus or the chicken carbonara.
Yeah,
and they were always toasted and delicious. And that commercial with the rats. Do you remember that one?
Let me look that up. I don't know if I remember that.
It is the best. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm gonna put it on my YouTube because that's what I did the last episode with the Sesame Street.
Oh yeah.
Quiznos
rat commercial. It shows up.
What? Oh my gosh! I totally forgot about this one.
It was so good.
Can we cover this?
Can you play it loud enough so your mic picks it up?
Oh wait.
Quiznos new Santa Fe Trio
How did they? Okay, dude. How did they?
Oh, that's my favorite commercial.
Quiznos Sam's. Oh, how did
Gosh.
Gosh. How did they air that? I totally forgot about that. And I like the little rat that's like playing the guitar.
I don't know. It's even worse than I remember.
Oh my gosh. I think I have $1 million idea when we hang out eventually, or we could do it remotely. We should recreate weird commercials from the 90s, but instead of advertising for that product, we advertise for the Power Pack podcast. So we do the same song, but we're like, Power Pack podcast, it's toasty, and then like some, maybe the Billy Bass commercials, I think that would be a really good market for sure.
Yeah, I like that idea. We could do like Lunchables, Quiznos, like Nickelodeon CDs, like Baha Men.
Ooh, yeah.
What are other 90s? Oh, Razor scooters.
Ooh. Yeah, I like it.
Oh, do you remember like when they would do toys and they would have like the little blocks set up and the action figure would like crush through the blocks and it'd be like Action Boy Batman Ice Juicer baby.
Ice Juice.
Action Boy Batman Ice Juicer baby, the greatest superhero.
I like that idea. I think, and then we can set up some cardboard boxes, and you and I can crash through and be like, "Wow, do you like Power Pack?" Yeah.
Oh, that was delicious. Oh, we should make Power Pack action figures of each other and then play with them separately in our own privacy.
How much do you think it would cost to get action figures made of us?
I don't know, like $50. 3D printers nowadays, you can do anything.
That's true. I'm trying to think who would buy them. Like, if we had them on the website, and I feel like for sure Gary Bilson and Crumb Baby would buy them. I just feel like they would. They're really supportive.
I really want Gary Bilson and Crumb Baby on this show sometime, because I feel like they're part of the lore, and you know, like we're adding to the lore. Like Gary Graphics, we got a little taste of him last week. Literally, I licked his face. He didn't see it coming. It's like, I thought you were St. Louis, and I said, oh, I'm like that little clown from that movie that crawls through the sewers. Yeah, I licked your face. You didn't know it.
Yeah. but no, I like the idea of them too, and I put it under the notes for later. I could just delete it now and just tell you, but we have a certain really special person who wants to be on the Power Pact. Like he expressed. He expressed interest.
I just saw that right before you deleted it.
Yep. Did you see who it was?
I did. Tell me though. I want to hear it. I want my ears to bleed.
Oh yeah. So they were asking about you because we want to set up a Zoom call. And Kyle was like wondering if you were still live, and I was like, oh yeah, John and I do a podcast every week, and he was like amazed. He's like, you have a podcast, and so I sent it to him on Spotify, and from the time I sent it to him to today, he already listened to 3 of the episodes, the first 3.
Oh, not the first 3. Gross.
He did, yeah. I was like, well, he also listened to, what else did he listen to? He listened to, I think the newest one, the Josh Experience one or whatever.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So a weird contrast for sure. But anyways, he was very excited. He said he really wants to be on it, and I told him I'm going to talk to you, but we should 100% make it happen. So
we're making it happen. We're going to have Gary Graphics. We're going to have Killer Kyle. That's his street name, with that cool big old like angel tattoo. He's out there knifing people in the chest like a boss. Well, or whatever he does at seminary. I don't know what he does over there.
MC Dirty Bird, actually, if you remember.
MC Dirty Bird is coming on the show, baby. Yeah.
Man, we got like a cast and crew going here. Like we have enough people to make like a Seinfeld sized show now.
Yeah. Dude, I like it. And I think I want to figure out a way to, now we have this terrible habit of planning podcasts during the podcast. I'm going to table it and we're going to talk about it later.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have an update on the I Am the Possum King book.
Oh, yeah, give it to us.
So I was supposed to write about 100 words a day. So I think I'm way ahead of schedule. I'm at 5,423 words.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm on chapter 2. And speaking of Dirty Bird, MC Dirty Bird is actually in chapter 2.
Oh, he is? Yes.
I put him and Cody in there, and they're like, I'm not specifying the age. I want that to kind of be elusive, but they're like 12 to 13, 14, 15 in that range. And I gave Kyle camo shorts. I'm trying to be not super descriptive with them. I want the imagination to go wild. So I just kind of describe them as kids. Kyle wears camo shorts, and that's what I left it to. But I'm working on their story right now.
Oh, goodness. So I'm so excited. I want to hear a little bit. And what you sent me is cracking me up. And you should give us all a little taste. We're thirsty. Give us a little sip.
Do you want the segment I sent you, or do you want a different one that is maybe a little, I don't know, new and fresh for you? It's from chapter 1. I really like it though.
Let's do it. I want author's choice. This is your book. This is your baby. So I want to hear it.
Okay. This is such a stupid book. Okay. Scrolling. Yep. All right, this is a little bit of a long passage. It's a big paragraph. Is that okay?
I'm ready. Yes. So
Yep.
in the book, it's called. What is the book called?
I Am the Possum King.
Oh, perfect. All right, give it to us.
I'm gonna try not to laugh. Maybe I'll add some like background music for the story element. Once again, he looms over this dead animal, this time drenching it in gasoline. From the head to the tail, he sloshes the can back and forth, making sure every part of the deer is soaked. Underhanded, he chucks the plastic container towards the van. Gary stares blankly into the deer's lifeless eyes as he pulls out his lighter and pack of smokes from his breast pocket. He pulls one of the last sticks out slowly and carefully with his teeth as if he is savoring the moment of suspense. Gently, he places the pack back in his pocket, still holding on to the lighter between his thumb, still staring at the deer. Guarding the cigarette from the wind with his hand, he lights another cigarette, still maintaining eye contact with the deer. Once lit, he holds the cheap lighter above his shirt pocket, pauses for a few seconds, and then drops it in with the pack of remaining cigarettes, trying to build more suspense as if the deer is conscious and aware of what is happening to it. One long deep inhale, his cheeks collapse, followed by a long controlled exhale out of the corner of his mouth. Gary slightly bends at the knees and leans forward. With the smoking cigarette in his hand, he holds it up with his elbow bent and gives it a solid flick, launching the cigarette in an arch, spinning as it descends. It lands right on top of the deer, and a wave of heat and fire spread over the carcass. An excerpt from I Am the Possum King, Chapter 1.
Wow! I got chills. I got chills up my spine. That's a suspenseful. What would you? If you could give us all like what's kind of the genre? Is this like is suspenseful? It's
I don't know. It starts out where like it's this deranged guy eating a slab of meat in his kitchen, and he's like freaking out as he's cutting it. So you're kind of like, why is he freaking out at his meat? And there's like some details of, you pretty much get the idea that he's like unhinged and kind of crazy, but when he's interacting with people, he's kind of like calm and stable. But there's like that undercurrent of, I could snap at any moment. And so that was like a picture of him lighting a deer on fire.
Nice. It's very vivid. I like it. You're like a modern day Stephen King. You're not 150 years old though.
Yeah. My biggest problem is going to be editing this stupid thing. Because it's going to suck. I don't know who would ever want to edit this crap.
Like somebody might. You never know.
I'd probably have to pay him. I looked on Fiverr already. They charge a lot though.
Just use Grammarly.
What is that?
It's like an app, and basically you just toss it in. So you enable it. It's an app. You sign in. You enable it in Google. Then you toss it. I mean, you're already using Google Docs, so it'll go through and it'll just like pop up all the stuff that needs to be fixed, like all the grammar, all the spelling. You just click it and then it fixes it. So pretty easy.
Well, I think I need more like editing for like the flow and like making sure my tenses are right, sort of a thing. 'Cause
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I've already caught myself like, oh crap, I changed my tense here. So I'm sure there's a lot that have already slipped through. I just need to find like bookworms. I'm talking like full on edit.
Legit edit. Oh, I thought
I'm
you
talking
meant just like
like get this ready for the hot press, baby.
Oh, damn. Okay. No, I see what you're saying. That's amazing. And yeah, I mean, and you said Fiverr was too expensive?
Well, there's like, they want like some of them up to $200, and it's for like 10, 20,000 words, which isn't even a novel.
That's silly.
So I'm like, well, maybe I know one guy who's really smart and fast reader who I might pay him if he's willing. My sister, weirdly enough, I don't know, she's good at spelling. So maybe, but of course I don't. I think she would do it because of spell check. I have that. So, but I think she's good with the English.
the English words, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where she got that from. It wasn't. We don't have any writers or English people in our family, but she's like an English expert. She's like, I know how to spell this big scientific word. It's like, well, shoot, son, where'd you get that from?
Well, you're a writer. You're writing a book right now. You're writing a book, a novel.
And And I'm actually surprised at how like easy it is. It's not easy, but like, well, it's easy when you don't have a plot in mind. You're kind of just, the plot is essentially the life of this guy and why does he hate possums.
It's a great, I mean, it's a great basis to have, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely going to have a disappointing ending because I don't know how to end a story like this. So
it'll probably still be better than most books. People publish some really garbage books, so I bet your book will be much better than like most books out there, boy.
It'll be king of the garbage. It'll be on top of Garbage Mountain.
So you're just like sitting on top of my garbage.
Yeah. Well, Josh, do you want to you want to lead these fine little rats with their mullets and their cool hoop earring on their left ear into the next zone?
Oh, yes. That was my like rat whistle.
Okay, is the rat whistle. We're heading on over to a new segment. It's going to be every week. Let's go.
Welcome to the Butterdome!
Yeah, so what is this dome-shaped thing we're in? The walls are made of country crock containers. Where are we? Where are we, Josh?
We are in the Butterdome.
The Butterdome. Dome. Okay, so what the Butterdome is, ladies and gentlemen, and rats, it's just an all-in-one place where we just read emails, Patreon questions, we read Apple reviews if we get them, and we just thank you for all your hard work, helping us do what we do every week. Except you, Kyle, because you just found out about us, jerk. You should have known from day one.
Oh, you should just know.
You should know. So do you want to thank our Patreon supporters, or should I? Because I'm tired of talking about them. I hate them.
I can, if you, where are the names of them, and I'll thank them personally.
Oh, you want to thank them personally? It's Butt Moose Nuck. That's shorthand, and then Crumb Baby, Crumba.
So we have two. Okay. Okay, two Patreon supporters. What is it? Butt Moose Nuck.
Buttery Moose Knuckle. Gary Bilson.
Oh, Buttery Moose. Oh, yeah. Gary Bilson. Okay. All right. This would be a good place for some music too, like some piano. Because I'm going to give them a heartfelt thank you. So what are we at? 32 minutes. Okay. So
okay. Or do you want the Braveheart, like the inspirational?
Let's
vibe?
do inspirational. I like that more. That seems more in tune.
I'm feeling the Braveheart.
Okay,
let's do it.
So Braveheart here. Should I talk in a Scottish accent or?
Absolutely.
Scottish, right. All right. Buttery Moose Knuckle, thank you for your patronage to this wonderful experience. We couldn't have done it without you. You're making the heart of this establishment. Crumb Baby, your 4 comments on the YouTube videos keeps us alive, keeps us afloat. We need to have you be a permanent commentator. What amazing supporters we have. Thank you, Patreon babies. I don't know. I just...
That was a beautiful Sean Connery. I love it.
I was kind of... It kept like... I just was zoning out. It was going Sean Connery. It was just like...
Thank you for all your hard work. I can only do I have to be in the moment for Sean Connery.
You got to be... most people who do Sean Connery have to be, I feel like, a little bit drunk.
You have to be a little bit...
Because I feel like he was always drunk.
Because I kind of want to dip into Indian a little bit when I do Sean Connery. Yes, my name is Sean Connery.
Yep, it slides. That's the thing about like impressions. I feel like they slide back and forth. It's almost like when you're singing, the pitch. I feel like it's very similar.
Yeah, it's like you start one way, but then all of a sudden you just slip into another dimension. Yes.
I like it. Kind of reminds me of Bane too. It's like you were born in the darkness.
The darkness. all babies are born in the darkness because they can't see, because they're babies, and they were blinded birth, kind of. Yes.
Blinded by placenta.
Placenta blinded. Blinded by placenta. Wrapped up in the womb like a baby in the night.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
So what do we? What do we? So we thank the Patreon supporters. So they're thanked.
And if
heartfelt Scottish.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you.
And if you can't donate, go ahead and we post this on YouTube. Give it a little, just tickle that like button. Just give it a little tappy or comment. Leave a comment. Maybe the comment could be, so we know that you've listened this far. Comment saying, "I love beef."
Say it.
And we'll know.
Say I love beef on there.
I love beef, and we'll know you're a pack rat to the core, to the heart. Your heart. You have a rat-shaped heart, and we love that. And Apple reviews. Leave one of those. So let's go into the emails now. Do you want to read the Patreon question we got from Crumb Baby?
Oh, Crumb Baby. Crumb Baby is a very dedicated fan. I wish we could
clone the Crumb.
We do have something special for Crumb Baby at the end of this segment. We'll let Crumb Baby know. Okay, so this episode, if I learned how to talk. Okay, this Patreon question from Crumb Baby is: do your wives listen to the podcast? And will they ever appear on the show for some good, wholesome fun?
Some good, wholesome, naked fun on the podcast. I think mine has been on, not like officially, but she's popped in like, here's some cookies, and I think you heard her voice in some of them.
Yeah.
How about yours? Yours hasn't been on, has she? I don't think she's...
No, not yet. We should do something really fun. And so my wife has not been on. And I think both of our wives have not listened to the podcast, which is for good reason. But I do think it would be fun to have both of our wives take our places for an episode.
I don't think mine can do it. I don't think Charlene can do it.
Well, we don't tell them. We'd be like, oh, by the way, and then just have them. No, that's so mean. Just like, I was going to say have them replace.
Just be like, pretend, okay, who's a really good friend of your wife? Just like say a name, like one of your wife's friends.
We'll just say, well, I'll just make a fake name, Butter.
Okay, so you can tell your wife you got butter on the line, and I'll tell my wife I'll make up a name, margarine on the other line. So she'll think, oh, wait, how'd you get okay, and then they'll talk to each other and be like, you sound different, but I guess, and then maybe eventually a podcast will happen because they think they're talking to their best friend, but it's each other's wives. It could be the deception episode.
It is the deception. And then they're like, oh, did John coerce you into this? And then they'd be like, did Josh coerce you into this? And they'd be like, our husbands are the worst. And then they'll laugh and they'll connect. And then they'll just talk a bunch of crap. And then they'll be like, that we should have our own podcast. Then they start their own podcast and it actually becomes more popular than ours. And then we go into the shadows and they actually start getting Patreons and making like a bunch of like YouTube money. And then all of a sudden they are the ultimate podcasters. They get like, things sent to them, awards. And then we become the rats.
The true rats, the underdogs, which is where you want to be. You want to be an underdog.
And then that would be a great movie thing is like, for the Power Pack movie is the whole underdog thing. So our wives make a podcast and it's better than ours and they like win all these awards and we all go to a national podcasting convention, kind of like the one we were going to go to. And we have to show up and do the best podcast to win first place. And they're like the antagonist and we're the protagonist. And it's just like, there's like, they walk by, they're like, there's the losers and they laugh and they keep walking. We're like, we got to win this competition. Just the style of any of those movies.
Part of the movie, could we have MC Dirty Bird put on a bald cap and pretend to be Joe Rogan? Like they got invited onto the Joe Rogan podcast.
We should definitely make Kyle or MC Dirty Bird play all of the celebrities, like, in quotes. So
Yes,
he'll
he's
play,
like Eddie Murphy
he'll
of
play
our
like
movie.
Ellen DeGeneres and like a bunch of
Guy Fieri.
yeah, like all the people we like Guy Fieri.
Well, Gary
Joe Rogan, all these
Graphics is
people
our
we
Guy
like look up
Fieri.
to.
Yeah, I like this.
Man,
Aaron
this would
Carter. He
be
could
a-
play Aaron Carter.
Oh my gosh, he would be a great Aaron Carter, and of course Jim Carrey. He'd be a great Jim Carrey, and basically kind of like what movie is that? Well, there's a bunch of movies where the person plays multiple people, but Kyle will basically, because he's such a good actor, we'll have him play all the like celebrities, and then we'll play ourselves, and our wives will play themselves, and I think that'd be a great, because we're talking about a movie, we should make it happen for sure.
I think so. Yes. So we've done food reviews. We've done music. We've done a podcast. We've done short episodes of weird things. It's time for a movie. It's time
The
for
big
a full
screen
length.
is calling us.
The silver screen. We're gonna have Brad Pitt in our movie. We're gonna have Tyra Banks. Of course, MC Dirty Bird is playing all these characters, but you won't be able to tell because the makeup will be so good.
Yep, and we'll just lie like these people actually starred in it, and then we don't give MC Dirty Bird any credit.
Cheech and Chong will be in it.
Oh,
obviously.
Oh my gosh. So
Tommy Lee
mean.
Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, yeah.
Cody
Just a bunch of
McCracken will
weird
play
stuff.
himself.
Oh, he has to play him. He's the best.
He's the best
He's the
himself.
backbone of all of it.
He is the backbone that makes us human.
Yeah. Without us, we'd just be a bunch of wiggling around jellyfish, just squirming, all wet and greasy.
We'd be amoebas, suckling at the teat of mercy.
Miss amoebas, yeah.
I'll read this next email if you don't mind, because it's complimenting you. Getting off of this weird train we hopped on.
Weird, yeah.
This is also from Crumb Baby. I think I see a pattern with our emails and comments and our Patreon messages. The Josh Experience episode was, in all caps, truly an experience. Of course, Jonathan was missed, but Josh had me laughing a ton. Josh truly shines when things get hilariously awkward. Hashtag best podcast ever. Love, Crumb.
Thank you, Crumb. Crumb, you support us. You've been there. Crumb Baby's been around since the food reviews too. So
Yeah.
we all go back. We all go way back. That's a big compliment. I think it's funny that not only did she listen to it all the way through, but didn't think it was complete like hot, wet dumpster garbage.
Dude, I listened to it all the way through. I didn't realize it was supposed to be named. What would you have? You named it in the show.
I
The summertime
forgot.
special or something.
Yeah, I like Josh Experience better. It's just
Because I didn't want to spoil it. I wanted to listen to it when it debuted, like with everyone else, and I was like, "Oh crap, he had a name for it," but it was pretty funny.
I think it's better because then it just looks weird, you know.
It's like, wait, what? Here's a summertime special.
It's just like there's nothing related to that. It's I think what I just hate every moment of it. I think the acapella singing thing at the end, I listened to that and I was like, oh, make it stop.
The way it ended, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best content ever. He doesn't even need me. He can just do this every week.
No, I do. It's so, not only is it like really hard, it's really uncomfortable, and it's definitely not as much fun. Like doing it with, like there's two J's in JJ Fresh, and there will never be just one J in JJ Fresh.
I always thought that was like a upside down U or something.
No,
Or just a U.
JJ is like the yin and the yang, you know, but it's two sticks of butter that stick them together. And that's,
Oh yeah, we're like a batch of cookies. Put in them 2 sticks of butter, and out comes 2 boys. 2 boys.
yeah, two little butter boys. Yeah,
2 little butter boys swimming in a batch of cookies. How do you make these cookies? You gotta add boys. Secret ingredient.
ingredient. We should make what is it? What is that show called? Powerpuff Girls. You know how they're like 2 parts like sweet and nice, and what they have the ingredients. We should make one that's for the Power Pack podcast. And I imagine it's like they're putting in a bunch of audio gear into a bowl, and then like 6 sticks of butter, and then some pulled pork, and then crack open a Viso and pour it on top, and then it explodes, and it's like Power Pack podcast.
And then we like emerge like the Terminator, naked and sticky.
Yeah, completely
slow,
naked and sticky.
We slowly
in the middle
stand
of Detroit.
And we say, "I'll be packed, power packed." Oh gosh. Oh, we're still in the dome zone, the butter dome. Oh yeah, we gotta play Crumb Baby song for the Crumb Baby.
Real quick, I'm so sorry it's taken so long. This is what you would call a deep cut, a banger, just a fun song. So I want to make sure it was good. Yeah. So that's why it's here now.
And if you like a song about whatever, that's what our Patreon's for. But here is what Crumb Baby has earned with her Butterbucks. So enjoy.
Got into my bed. My brother works in his head. Better vacate the bed. No crumbs over here. Got into my bed. My brother works in his head. Better vacate the bed. No ants over here.
I used to live life with no regrets. I used to eat food all the time in my bed, getting chip dust all over my thumbs. The texture of my sheets is the feeling of crumbs. I spilled milk down the side of my bed. It got everywhere, even on the carpet. I didn't bother to clean it up. Then it got real hard because of the chocolate. Ants everywhere. It's time to get out of here. So many bugs, there's just too many. Good thing my brother works at Denny's. He's on the graveyard crew, so I'ma go sleep in his bed just for a few. I'm no longer counting the ants, I'm counting the sheep on these fresh, clean sheets.
She is the Crumb Baby, yeah. She is the Crumb Baby,
Got into my bed. My brother works in his head. Better vacate the bed. No crumbs over here. Got into my bed. My brother works in his head. Better vacate the bed. No ants over here. Maybe I need a Roomba. Maybe I need a Roomba, yeah. Maybe I need a Roomba. Maybe I need a Roomba, yeah.
Wow. Man, that just makes me want to it makes me want to strive to be obese on a beach, just eating butter. That's it.
Just
That's-
bowls of it.
I want health goals. I want to gain 200 pounds of pure butter on a beach. That song, it touched me in ways that I've never been touched before.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah. So how did you come up with that beautiful guitar? What was your songwriting process?
For the Crumb Baby. Okay, so I got a new acoustic, and I've been playing a lot of acoustic lately. And I had like that kind of I don't know how to describe it. That I don't even know what genre it is. Just that kind of picking pattern thing. The doom doom doom. You know, that was a really bad impression of it. But I had the little thing, and I was like, oh, well, we kind of hashed it out in the one episode. I was like, oh, and we talked about the brother works at Denny's and the Crumb Baby. And so, I kind of came up with that little riff, and then once I solidified it, then I just went straight to Logic Pro, and I just got all wet and nasty, and just laid some tracks down, just did that process. And then so I would say when we make JJ Fresh, I send John a bunch of. I give John ingredients. I give John carrots and garlic and onions and chicken, raw chicken. I give him a bunch of stuff that if you ate on your own, it would be awful. It would be, you get sick. But I send it to John. John cooks it up. He adds his own flair. He adds some seasoning. He adds some butter. And that's what makes JJ Fresh so special, because then I send him this stuff. And it's like, oh, this stuff is like, there's some stuff, but I send it to him. He cooks it up. And then all of a sudden, it's a tasty masterpiece. So he added his flair to it.
Yeah, like when I get a track from Josh, I am Chef John, and my secret ingredient for today's dish is Josh's masterpiece. And it, no matter what I put on it, I could douse it in ketchup. It would still be amazing because Josh's flavor is that power packed.
Oh, so you stop that right now. You compliment me too much.
Josh's music is like nails on a chalkboard. I'd rather listen to Taylor Swift with a smoker voice. I'd rather put my ear up to a dying gopher and listen to its last screams as it goes into eternity. Does that even it out?
Thank you. You've got a lot of like marsupial and rodent killing on the brain.
Well, I had to do so much like gopher killing videos just to kind of because the book context. I haven't got into his hate for possums. It's hinted at. Well, it's actually not even hinted at because it'll full circle around on the first scene. You'll figure out why later. But his day job is he hunts gophers. He traps gophers in like small properties. And so I had to look up videos on how to trap a gopher. And there's a few methods. And some of the videos, I'm like, dang, this is on YouTube? Like, this guy got a gopher out of a hole. And he's like, get it, dog, get it. And his dog was just like sniffing it. It picked it up in its mouth and dropped it. And this gopher's like paralyzed because it's so scared. And then he's like, I'll do it myself. And he just boots the gopher on the head, just stomp. And you hear a crunch, and then the gopher's just like lying there, and I'm like, oh, Bobby, poor gopher. So I watched a couple of those to get reference for how Gary Bilson kills gophers.
Dude.
And I gotta look up how to trap possums next so I can put that in my book.
That is horrifying. The fact that I can't imagine what your YouTube history looks like, your usual stuff, and then the gophers.
I'm probably marked. They're looking for me. They're like, what is this guy looking at?
They're coming for you now. That you definitely are marked and flagged, and they're like, okay, there's that weird. You're probably in the same category as that guy who was making the. Gosh, what was it the coyote head face things off?
Oh, possum heads, which is how the stupid book started.
Oh, possum, yeah. Oh, the possum heads, yeah.
Good grief. Oh yeah. So it's been a rough week watching gophers die.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This
there was one way that was so like creative and it worked. So he took those big water jugs, like the 5-10 gallon ones or whatever they are. He had it full of water. He turns it upside down, sticks it in the hole so it's standing up and it's just draining water to the hole. And eventually the gopher swam up into it, and he caught it. I was like, that's amazing. And then the other way is they have like little traps, and they just put them at the hole, and then eventually they'll just run into it, and they'll chop them and snap them in half or whatever. That's the third way.
Well, at least if you want a new career, you've done a lot of research on like you could be exterminator, I guess.
I actually knew a guy at my old church that trapped gophers for a living. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Yeah, during summer seasons, he would trap gophers. I don't know what he did during the winter, but during the summer, he's trapping gophers.
During the winter, he's making them into pelts, and he's like, yeah, skin.
Yeah, I'm going to make myself a nice shawl. What's a shawl? I just said it without knowing what it really is. How do you spell shawl?
I think a shawl...
Is it S-H-A-L-L? Or is there like a W in there somewhere?
I think there's like an O and an A or something.
Oh gosh, I'm way off. This is why I'm not the speller. Shoal? S-H-O-E-L? S-H-O-A-L? A large number of fish swimming together. No, that's not it. SHAW? Shaw Park? How do you spell it? This
I know
is
you're
the
talking
diarrhea.
about. It is like the diarrhea. It's the thing. It's like a shawl. You put it over your head, right?
Shawl around head. What? I can't find it. I don't know how to spell it. Please email us. How do you spell shawl?
Please, we need that. And speaking of emails, we should review the email we got from Crumb Baby. I think because I have it pulled up and it's.
Oh, which one was it?
warm.
There's like 5 of them, so I just picked one of them. What's the other one?
The main one, the dolls.
Oh yeah, the dolls. See, this is why we need. Oh, I should post these on the Instagram. That way people can see them.
Ooh, yes, you should.
Do you want to explain these nasty things?
Okay, so Crumb Baby once again sent us some great content. This is awesome. So it is these vintage dolls from the 90s. It's what nightmares are made of. I think so. There's a Tommy Pickles one.
The
that
tongue
looks
on
like
top.
it looks like a dog almost. Like it just looks really creepy. It's got the beadiest little eyes that's just staring into your soul. Almost looks like something they could sell at like an adult store.
Look at the 5th picture, going left or right. Like, why is his finger right there?
I don't know. I don't.
That's so disturbing.
I don't like this.
I don't know what the second doll is, but it looks like 2 teardrop tattoos and then a hole in the middle.
The second one is scary. It looks like a demon carrot, like a baby carrot that got overalls and is trying to steal your soul and your family's soul.
Yeah, again, these will be posted on our Instagram. You can look at these creepy dolls. The last one looks like something from The Conjuring or some nasty horror movie. I hate it.
It looks horrifying. Those eyes and the giant club feet. It's just like,
Oh gosh, the feet are huge.
yeah, those are some big old club feet right there. That's like they be shopping at Jay's Wide Shoes because them some big club feet right there.
Vintage
Goodness.
90s, 1993, Granny World doll, Irish grandma. Only one available. Gross.
$34. Instead of spending $34 on that freaky creepy doll, pop on over to Patreon and donate $34, and then we can buy the doll. See, you know, it's like there's things you can do with your money.
And I'll write you a
besides buying dolls.
song. We could write you a song about dolls. You
Yeah,
bought a
whatever
creepy
you want us-
doll. Sorry.
I like you're like a little songbird. You just break out in songs. I like it. It's good. It's power pack.
Yeah. Super power pack. Yeah, that's thanks for that creepy can't unsee message, Crumb Baby.
That is horrifying. I didn't
she-
realize.
Oh,
Go ahead. You.
No, you go ahead.
I was saying I didn't realize how many great emails there were in here.
Yeah, she also gave us Shaq stats. Like his height is 7 foot 1 inch. Shoe size is a Big Mac 22, whatever that means. Sounds like a gun caliber for shoveling grease in a barrel and blasting out calories in your face. Big Mac 22, that's the caliber of my McDonald's Big Mac gun. And he was born the month of the Luck of the Irish.
March 6th, 1972.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Crumbs, for all those emails. You're filling up our inbox. It's great. We love it.
We need more people like Crumb Baby.
We need to
just-
get incentivized. What we need to do is just pay pay for emails. You send us something that's worth talking about on the podcast. You add your cash tag, we'll send you 10 cents.
We'll send you a little something. Yeah.
Nah, I don't
I'll
know.
send
If we'll send
you
them 10 cents, but you could give us your cash tag, and maybe something will happen, but probably not.
We'll see. Yeah, because my currency is songs, so I can give you songs like John and Shar. I gave them for their wedding a song because it's free, but it is worth more. It's like an investment because if a song gets big, then you can get the money from it.
Maybe I get my currency could be adding you as a character in the book.
Exactly. In John's book, when it takes off, then all of a sudden you're like, I'm in that book, and you could be in that book.
Yeah. Yeah. So email us. Maybe you'll be in a book about killing possums, and maybe Josh will sing a song about you. It's a win-win.
Yeah, I think that's a great note to dive into some Power Packed wisdom, I think. Because this is my Power Packed wisdom. Is if you want things from us, just become a Patreon. We will write you a song. You could be in John's book. All it takes to be Power Packed is just, hopping on there and, just becoming part of our JJ Fresh peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, like we say in the intro, you're welcome to be tattooed on our skin. Join the club, join the friendship club, because right now, I would say the first 50 episodes is the base of the podcast, the base. And that's where you get to be a part of the lore of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Gary Bilson.
Yeah.
He's going to be talked about for episodes to come with that mayonnaise addiction. Now, we still need to get him on here and help him. We got Gary Graphics. The man, the myth, the guy who drinks lots of Mountain Dew and loves to make grass. We got the Crumb Baby, the legend on social media / giving us Patreon bucks for a song about ants in her bed. Who else is in our lore? We might have Dirty Bird MC Boy coming on.
MC Dirty Bird, yeah. Maybe even another McCracken boy. I don't know. We're gonna pimp it out. We're gonna see who we can get on there.
We're gonna pimp this ride, and episode 50, that's going to be in, doing math in my head, 16 episodes. And if we're doing 4 episodes a month, 3 episodes a month, because a week is 3 weeks in a month, so we'll have 16 episodes in about 5 months. You have 5 months to send us an email. 5 months to be on the lore of the podcast, the base, the base of the podcast.
We should do something big for 50, either like stream it on Instagram or Twitch. We should just do it. I think 50 is big.
I'm going to take some not warm, but like soft sticks of butter, so they're still malleable and like you can form them. And I'm just going to put them on my nipples, and then I'm going to, in 5 months, it'll be what, January? August, September, October, November. Yeah, it'll be January, so it'll be cold outside. And then I'll lie in, probably, there might be snow. I'll lie in the snow with the sticks of butter on my nipples. And I'll let them harden so they're stuck. They're frozen to my chest. And I have 2 big prolonging, puts the sticking out, get it, stick of butter sticking out on my chest.
Butter nips.
And then I'll record a podcast, episode 50, with no video.
There we go.
You can see it.
Yeah. And I'll just eat 6 sticks of butter during the podcast.
I do want to see that. I want that to happen, and I want you to throw up in a bucket, and I want you to record the sounds.
I might eat 1 stick of butter on the episode 50, but there has to be more incentive because I really don't want to do that.
Speaking of, this is the last episode recorded in August. You know what that means? You know what that means?
Oh yeah.
You gotta write a song. You gotta write a song. You gotta write a song because we only got 2 patrons. You gotta write a song. You gotta write a song. You gotta write a song about McDonald's.
All right. Okay. I forgot that they had the active. Okay, we got to get another bet going next month. But I humbly accept my defeat. John was the victor, and I will now be writing a song. I was gonna do like hip hop, but it can be whatever, about Mayor Cheeseburger and the environment of the McDonald's world.
It's gonna be great because you can actually write songs and they sound good. So I'm excited.
No. You just 6'7", baby. That song is going on our next album. Dang it.
We might have to reenact the dad and son scene because I don't know if copyright applies to it. Unless we just put it on Bandcamp and no one cares.
I think if it's a short enough segment, like, because I think it's like under 15 seconds, you can't get flagged or something.
Yeah, I have to time it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that all works. We'll call our lawyers, We'll call our lawyers.
Yeah.
Our big shot lawyers.
Yeah. We'll call our lawyers, yeah. And,
hey, Eye Patch Wilson,
let's do it.
can we play this Seventh Heaven track on our new hit single? It's going to blow up. We want the money. We want the clip.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than... yeah, it's going to be big. Bigger than something. Something big. Yo mama. It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than a Big Mac and a dump truck. It's going to be bigger than Shaq's Big Mac 22s. It's going to be big. It's going to be so big. It's going to be... Gosh, it's going to be huge. It's going to be great. It's going to be wild. It's going to be so giant. It's going to be like those bird-eating spiders in South America. They eat birds. It's going to be that big. It's going to be bigger than being 30 and that desire to take a nap in the middle of the day. It's going to be huge. It's going to be that big. It's going to be like the Sears Tower big. Not the twin ones. Not anymore. It's going to be like a 16-inch, giant, long Jimmy John sub. And my wisdom for this episode is you got to get big too. Interpret that how you will. So big. Like, it's going to be as big as our biggest planet we know, Jupiter. It's going to be bigger than Still Region, which is hard to do because Still Region captured the biggest crowd you ever could imagine with your big imagination. It's going to be bigger than Big. Tom Hanks. The movie, Big. It's going to be bigger than the other movie with Tom Hanks about being alone and not being able to shave for a long time, eating fish out of the ocean. It's going to be big like an ocean, guys. Like the ocean. It's going to be big. It's going to be big like Elon Musk's ideas. Tunnels under Vegas and LA. Spaceships going to Mars. Satellite internet. Electric cars. Big ideas. It's going to be Lebowski level of big. It's going to be Big Green level of big. All the goals, the big goals they scored in that movie against the team that always wore the black shirts. It's going to be probably not as big as Josh's wisdom, who can chime in any time or just let me trail on about big things. Either is fine. I have a feeling, though, I'm on my own. It's going to be so big. Have you seen a moose before? Have you seen a moose before? Have you seen a moose before? They're big. A big North American, born and raised, USA, Canadian moose. Have you seen that before? It's going to be as big as the KFC franchise. It's going to be as big as all 9 Harry Potters stacked up on top of one of each other, with J.K. Rowling standing on top, holding another stack of 9 Harry Potters above her head. And on top of her is the president of the fan club. So that's like, I don't know, at least 15 feet of Harry Potter going on. That's big. It's going to be big, guys. It's going to be big.
Thank you for tuning into our regularly scheduled program. Contact Josh and Jonathan at powerpackedpodcast@gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/powerpacked. See you next time, you dirty little rat babies.